What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 4 different stocks today at the request of Mr. Diesel Killer. Diesel Killer, we're doing this one for you. IRBT, PHM, SOFI, and WHR, all at the request of you, my man. So let's get this started without any further ado. Yes, I have a spot on my shirt. No, it's not grease, it's water. I missed my mouth by that much, but pay no attention to that. We're looking at the charts. Let me make sure everything's good. You guys can hear me. Yeah, it looks like maybe my mic's a little bit louder. I'm going to turn it down. I hope that sounds better. If it's quieter, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I messed with my mic a little bit, so hopefully it's still good. Should have done a test run, but anyways, this is the test run. Let's see here. Low to high, hitting the 1414. Breaking below the 618, rejecting the 69 area. Yeah, like this definitely, it's no surprise that it went down. I want to zoom out a little bit more. Let's see. Very big flash crash, man. That's not a good look, bro. It's really not a good look. Blew past any real points of support. I mean, your next, you probably go down a little bit more, and then maybe you do find support. Very weak monthly RSI, like the weakest you've ever looked. You got the weakest move you've ever had either, or as well, I should say. You're probably going to close the month with that. That's not a good look, man. This thing's dead. iRobot Corporation. Will Smith got to you and shut you down. He killed Vicky. He put the nanobots in her brain. iRobot's dead, man. For anybody that hasn't seen iRobot, that's spoiler alert. Too late for that. But anyways, let's see. I don't like the weekly RSI either, man. Kind of tipped the 1272 and further dropping. Yeah, you're probably going to go to around 1080 before you find any kind of significant support. I want to put a line there and just see. Go back in time. Let's see. Kind of had support there. Yeah, like that's, I mean, you know, you already blew past this. Let's look at the daily real quick. There's not a whole lot to say on this one, man. Like, it could, with that kind of drop, I mean, it's at 1425. You could see it up at 20-something in a day and then back down, you know. But I don't think this is the end of it. I think this thing, it's game over. Sad to say, you know, very, very sad to say for anyone that's been holding this. Let's look at the more, like, immediate fibs. Yeah, I think you're going lower, man. 3 hour has a little bit of bullish divergence, a little bit. Double bottom there, a little bit, looking like you might break out of this trend. Okay, so maybe tomorrow, maybe to finish out the week, you do move up a little bit. But again, just looking at these greater time frames, I mean, I very much doubt this is the end of it. You might do, you know, you might consolidate for a time being. You might even, again, move back up into that 20-something. You might move up $10 from here, but then inevitably still go lower, is my thoughts. But probably sideways is what I'm thinking. In the, like, more immediate terms, probably sideways. And then, nonetheless, probably lower. Like, you will likely see all-time lows, if not also probably new all-time lows. So that is iRobot. Will Smith literally destroyed this thing, man, as he did in the movie. It was foretold years ago, like over a decade ago. PHM, Pulte Group. I don't know. This one actually looks good. Pretty good. Yeah, really good. You could be coming to an end, to be fair, but you know, I do like the overall look of this chart on a long-term perspective. But just for what it's worth, it wouldn't surprise me if you did top out relatively soon, unless, I mean, maybe you've done it already. Let's see, top to bottom, right at your 1886. Not a common extension, but it is a deep extension nonetheless. You know, it does happen. I want to get a more grand Mac Daddy fib on there. Let's see. Top to, where's the bottom? That one. Come on now, there we go. 1272 hit right around $100. Yeah, you might find resistance up here, man. Oh, that's not the one I was trying to delete. This one. Oh, that's a nice bounce off your 886. You might come back down, man. That's a far drop, isn't it? It's hard to say. I do want to say that you're really close to topping off. Oh, but man, looking at the weekly, finding support on the 1272. I'm not a big fan of this week. Moving up and there's just less volume. Bearish divergence, on bearish divergence. Yeah, I'm gonna say you probably do come down at least down to 92. Probably a little bit below this low, this high, and then probably above this low. I'd say anywhere from 69 to 88, 87. That's where you're going, somewhere in that range. Over time, it probably won't happen immediately. You know, like this took you from July, you didn't find your low until October, so it could be a whole season. You know, might see you in the springtime for some more upside or something like that. But it might be longer than that. You know, it can absolutely take longer than that. I don't know. As far as like a common area to top out, you're in that expected range. Deep extension hit. If we put that more relative fib back on there, top to bottom, I mean $92 right there, yeah. $75, that range makes sense. I would expect that you hold support on your 1618, 1414, or 1272. You're already in the deep extensions, so this stuff is probably out of the equation. So, yeah. Yep, down from here, a little bit down from here. You do have bearish divergence on your monthly as well, and that did form back here. That, of course, could get taken out if you continue to grow month by month, but let's just see what you do. My anticipation would be that you're going to go to the downside, probably. Again, somewhere between, I think it was like $69 to $87, somewhere in that range. That is PHM. Let's move on to SOFI. SOFI, I know I was wrong about this one. I mean, I didn't rewatch my video to see, but I'm fairly positive I was bearish on this thing. And it's up 10% this week, man. It actually went up a lot, but to be fair, it was just a lower high. And I would hope in my video that I said if it went up, it would just be another lower high. But I'm sure I was calling for downside. Like let's look at this for what it's worth. Bottom to top. I know I probably made my last video relative to this fib. Yeah. And you broke below your 618. Like I probably would have thought it was going down. And if I made it on this week, you tipped your like that all looks bearish to me. You got this probably just on the positive earnings alone, but look at this day, man. I mean, that's a pretty bearish day right after your bullish day here. Tipping your 236 area like that's not tweezer top. That is not friendly, man. You're very likely moving down to that 561 area, 473 area. With this day, I remember I was texting my grandfather and I was like, man, I think I was wrong about that one, you know. Like that definitely had me. That's a lot of volume, man. That's a pretty solid like breakaway gap right there. But today, this is why you wait for confirmation. You know, that today kind of refuted that. But who knows, man? You absolutely could hold higher lows still. Just when you zoom out and you take away the day-to-day stuff you're looking at it, it's a lower high amidst a series of lower highs. Like there's nothing really too exciting yet for this thing, and the RSI doesn't look too bullish, honestly. It's rather neutral, to be fair, but at the same time, I kind of would expect that you go lower. I think that seeing extensions based off of this down to 561, maybe even 473 could happen, and with that, you know, this being your last low here, higher low, even if you hit the 1618, that's still a higher low, especially if you hit the 1272. So I do think you're going around there. That's my genuine opinion. That's probably where I'll leave it off for this thing. The extension off of this low to that high, again, somewhere around 561 to 473, somewhere in that area. I wonder, maybe we can go a little bit more in depth real quick. You hit your 1618, you like barely missed it actually. Definitely showing some respect on your fibs there. Let's see. See, this is where it gets a little bit difficult. 1414 support there. I feel like I would take that low. Maybe I would do it. I don't know. That's kind of interesting, weird area. I shouldn't say interesting, just weird. Hard to decipher. Low to high here. 1272 support. 1618 support, all the way back up to your 100, and then you went below. 2618 support. Yeah, basically exactly what I was saying before. Somewhere between here. I doubt you see a lower low. But that all what I just did there didn't really help me decide what you like. You like your 1272, you like your 1618. I feel like I saw that a decent bit of times, but you could hold your 1414. We saw that also, so who knows, man. And just because those lines are there, don't freak out if you go a little bit below them. Don't freak out or expect to buy right at that line. Like maybe you do find a low around $5. You know, you don't have to hit these lines. They're just lines. They're ideas. They're not requirements. They're not set in stone by any means. It's just an idea that we use to navigate these treacherous waters that we call the stock market. WHR, whirlpool. WHR, man. Looking like it's in a very solid downtrend. Looks like it wants to go lower. Rejected that 50. That's not a good look, you know, if you're looking for it to go up. So probably goes lower. I want to look at the monthly real quick. Let's see. Woohoo. I mean, probably goes lower. Rejecting that 40 area, bearish area of control. Like, this is a very bearish monthly RSI. That's why I like stocks. The RSI on the monthly seems to make more sense. For crypto, it's just weird. It's almost like useless to me. Common area to bounce at. Rejected your 0.5. You're probably going lower. Yeah. Man, it's hard to say, because with this fib setup, you could see extensions. Those are absolutely at play. But I kind of would anticipate that you hold support in your 786 to 886 area. You might even get a slightly, like a double bottom, slightly higher, lower, slightly lower, lower, something like that. But because I bet, I want to look at this thing real quick. Yeah, if you're looking at it for what it is, it's a pretty bullish chart, you know, all in all. Seeing some of its more bearish months, I mean, you can see that in the readings, right? Like, you haven't been this held down below the 50 for a very long time, like this. Like, you're just put down right now. So this will end. Nothing moves in a straight line down forever, but like, especially this thing, it looks like overall it likes to move up, but you're definitely in a heavy retracement, consolidation, pullback, correction, whatever you want to call it. I would think you do go lower again, somewhere at the 618 or the 786 to 886 area, which would be, if I can get it, come on now, come on, just one more, there we go, somewhere between about $88 to $75, or is that $86? 86 to $75, yeah, that would make sense to me. Yeah, let's put lines there real quick. So that's what the 786 over here, kind of at a previous area of resistance over here, kind of 886 right there, and that is closer to that area of resistance. So somewhere in between there. I feel pretty confident about that, and that will probably take time. Let's look at the weekly. Fresh rejection. I think you do want to go lower in the more immediate terms. Everything's having positive earnings, huh? See, this is why they say don't trade earnings, though, because you had positive earnings and you went up one day and now you're below where you've been for a while. So yeah, this all looks bad. It all looks like it wants to go lower. So that's that. That's basically that. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. So if you like the video, hit that like button. If I was bullish on any of them, it would probably be PHM, though that one will have its time to correct as well. You know, it's relatively, for its movement, it's definitely relatively near its end, but it might go up a little bit more in the meantime. But yeah, that's it. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.